If I asked you what is the 100 thumbnail approach or what is list storming, would you know what I'm talking about? Now, if you haven't got a clue, do not worry, because most designers have never heard of these things, or they don't make use of them. Everything you'll learn in today's video will help you to come up with more ideas and generate better concepts for your design brief. So let's start with list storming now. This is a proven method for generating ideas and concepts, much like everything in today's video. Now it's common knowledge that everybody is different and some methods will work better for certain people, and maybe your mind is set up perfectly for list storming. To do list storming, all you do is grab a pen and a notepad or just some paper, and then you sit somewhere quiet with no distractions. Take a few moments to breathe and to relax, so your thoughts are really clear. So, when you are ready to start off with the main keyword, you might be asking yourself, what is the keyword? Well, let's take an example of a logo design or furniture design project. At this point in the project, you should have already done the research and you should understand everything about the client and also the target market. So, we can take the example of designing a logo for a fashion label. I would put their name at the very top of the paper, and then I would quickly write down words in quick succession, whatever comes to mind. You will scribble down on that paper until you reach the bottom of the paper, so you could start off with a fashion label at the top, the name. And then, you can write down shoe styles, elegance, and so on. This approach allows you to quickly bring many words, feelings, and ideas for physical objects that can be linked to the brand or the keyword in a short space of time. You can do this as many times as you want on the one keyword, and you should keep the lists because they can be used later. Keep the lists to create concept by pairing up different words together and generating further ideas. So that was list storming. Let's move on to the next proven technique that will generate more ideas and better concepts. This second one is called the 100 thumbnail approach. Now, again, I do suggest doing this after research phase has been conducted in your project. Research is key to any design outcome, so with this approach, you simply draw or print out of 100 small rectangular line boxes, maybe 10 on each page as an example, and then you proceed rapidly. Fill out each box with an idea, a thought, or a potential concept. Just sketch down and draw ideas inside these boxes. Now this approach is slightly different to the first example, because this one is based around visual ideas. Visual ideas as opposed to the written language, and like I said, our brain works differently, and so some US might find visual ideas more appealing than the written word anyway. With the 100 thumbnail approach, you obviously have a lot of junk or useless items, but there are going to be gems within the rough, and so some of these boxes will contain great ideas that you can parse and develop. Much like the first example, the idea here is to quickly draw out thoughts from your mind onto paper, often without much conscious thought at all. You really will be surprised by what's hiding away in that brain of yours. So, the third example today is my personal favorite, and that is mind mapping. This is much like the first example of list storming, but it's less rushed and it's more methodical. You start with a word of essence, which is a word that clearly relates to something specific and represents an emotion, physical aspect of whatever it is you have in mind. So again, let's use a fashion label as an example. Here, a word or even words linked to new words, and so on. Eventually, you have pulled out many ideas and many aspects of your original word, and from there, you can combine things to generate a concept. Now this can of course be done on paper. Thank you.